What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and hop right into all of the questions that you may have right now. Yeah, I know you got questions. And many times questions are the answer. So we want to get to them right now. Okay. We want to get to them. We want to share with you just a little bit of what we've been doing. I think my photo there is kind of frozen. It's because I'm so cool. All right, that's why I'm frozen. But seriously, folks, let's go ahead and get into what we plan on not only talking about but demonstrating today. What we want to do is make sure that you know what we're talking about in terms of eliminating your debt. A lot of times people don't understand what we mean when we say eliminating the debt. And so we want to make sure that that is crystal clear because when it comes to eliminating debt, you don't have to go through the traditional routes. Does that make sense? You don't have to do it. And the main reason I want to um, emphasize that is because there are a lot of people that are getting themselves more and more into debt through these traditional routes, right? Cutting up their credit cards. They are settling for these other consolidation loans and different things like that. Now, look, if you know how to do it, then great. However, I do want to let you know there's a much more profitable way to eliminate debt and a much more rapid way to eliminate your debt. And so we wanted to get in to that right now and just ensure that you know exactly what we're talking about when we um, say eliminate debt. And I know a lot of you have questions about the velocity banking tool that we're always talking about. You know, what's going on, Corey Colbrett and Mike Charles? We're going to get into something you probably have never seen before. It's going to be this velocity banking tool that we are always, always talking about. What's going on, Nate? Good morning to you. We're finally going to let you in just a little bit about what we're going to deep dive into come the 25th. And that's why we endeavor to every day show you just a little bit of what we mean when we say we're using a velocity banking tool. It took me some years to finally find someone or something, right, to make it easier for our clients so that they themselves wouldn't have to do all the calculations and the sharp ratios and the dividing and the multiplying of the interest rates. They could just put this plug and play, right? Put your income, put your expenses inside of this tool, and it'll spit out what date you need to pay, right? Where you need to put that money, where you need to allocate your finances. And you can do it on both personal side and the business side. And so, man, I'm just ecstatic to show you today what we've been discussing with our clients. And so I'm just going to go ahead and share this screen. While we're pulling that up, if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Let me know in the chat below. Let me know in the chat below. We'll go ahead and get to it. All right? Absolutely. What's going on, Jamie? Man, good morning to you. Going more and more into debt isn't the problem. It's going more and more into consumer debt. That is the problem. Let me tell you something, Jesus. That's what I'm talking about right there. Man, listen, that is most likely going to be the comment of the entire year, man. You know, because I've always labeled it bad debt, man, but consumer debt sounds way better. Consumer debt sounds way better, man. Thank you. That's the problem, right? Where are the finances getting allocated? Can somebody tell me? Where is it getting allocated to? That's where we need to be. And so I'm just going to go ahead and share this real fast. That's right. I did it. I did it. This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay. I'm talking about it's going to let you know. Now, this is January. Let's go all the way down to March here. And of course, we got the rest of the year as well. I'm talking about if you got a MasterCard, right? You got interest earned, right, in your savings. You got a checking, uh, your income coming in into your checking account. Look, it's going to come in on the second. You've got a signature loan you got to pay. You've got the first mortgage. You've got savings, right? You've got food and dining. You want to go out every now and then. Okay. Listen, you're going to spend $815. Okay. You buying food for four at Ruth Chris or what is that restaurant name? Benihana. Hmm? You got to make sure you got to have a money allocation plan for these things. And you're spending $815, okay, on food and dining. If you want to do that, that's okay. Q-Star Gas, right? You got another checking account coming in. You got the income coming in. All right. Savings, MasterCard, you got the phone, you got the auto loan, you got everything else, $1,335. Now, this is why I say you can do that. If you want to go out and you want to spend $815, you can allocate for that. You know why? Because you got a house, right? You got credit cards, you got all this. And while they're paying off their house in 30 years, while they're paying off their credit cards in 30 years, guess what you're going to pay it off in? You're going to pay it off in 9.5 years. That's why I say don't be afraid to spend the money, because when you know how to spend it, you no longer are strapped for cash. You no longer are pinching pennies like you used to, because you know that money is going to the correct place. In order to pay off your mortgage, your auto loan, your cards in 9.5 years. Not 30 years, folks, not 40, not 50. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about in as little as 5 to 10 years. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at the principal remaining, $232,900. Okay. That's the principal remaining. No, Alonzo, that's a great question. No, I'm looking at your future, man. I'm looking at the future. That's what you're doing. Right now, you're looking at the future. What's going on, Mike? You might as well try the velocity banking method. You might as well do it. Why? Because of this. You see? Look at this. That's how we here at Velocity Consulting have decided to inform our clients and our customers, okay, our subscribers and our members. All right. We decided some time ago that the story is going to be by the numbers. Okay. And I just saw now a lot of you maybe you think, man, that's ridiculous to to allocate $815 each month to food and dining. I think that's a waste of time. Listen, let me tell you what's a waste of time. Paying off your mortgage in 30 years instead of 9.5 years. That's a waste of time. Not saving this much in interest while enjoying your life. You're evidently enjoying your life if you got $815 to spend. $169, $623 you are potentially saving, which means that's going into your wallet. Does that make sense? So let's go ahead and look at the gargantuan, right? The gargantuan budget that these people have. So what's the average income? If you spend it 815 here, you're spending $1,335 for other. What's the average income that this person is taking in? $5,444. What about that total monthly expense? $4,675.20 with an average expense budget of $2,450. It's not about how much you make. It's never been about that. Watch this. It's about how much your spread is. Always remember that. This person's spread is $768.80. That's what's paying down the debt. This person's average discretionary monthly income, which is the same thing as spread, is $768.80. That is what is helping to pay, what is helping to save over $169,000 in interest. That's what is helping this person, these people, this couple, John and Rebecca, right? To pay off their home. Let's see what all they got. To pay off their home, to pay off their MasterCard, to pay off their auto loan and signature loan in 9.5 years. And this is without starving to death. This is without eating red beans and rice. This is without sacrificing. My goodness, haven't you sacrificed enough? Don't you work 40 hours, 50 hours, and 60 hours a week? Okay. Haven't you sacrificed enough? My goodness, you can't enjoy an $815 meal at Ruth's Chris. You can't enjoy an $815 meal at Benihana. What's an expensive restaurant, y'all? Huh? You sure can, Jamie. You can use the tool for personal debt and business debt. And this is for personal and business debt. Which means what? If you're a real estate investor, you absolutely can. It goes up to multiple mortgages, right? 2 mortgages, 3 mortgages. My goodness, man. I mean, I'm telling you, if you look at this as a real estate investor or even a business owner, this has the potential to absolutely change the game. Why? Because it's showing you in real time what it's going to look like. What happens when I add this? What happens when I add that? You see what I'm saying? What happens, man? What happens if I add a mortgage? Huh? What happens? I don't know what happens. Let's just call it CJ's other mortgage, CJ mortgage lender, ABC. Now you know what the goal. Look, remember, folks, if you're gonna pay anybody, it might as well be you. Okay. So let's go ahead and change this lender to CJ Loans. You know what I mean? You might as well. You might as well. What's the start balance? Can we just go ahead and give with the start balance? 250, you got a rate of 7%. By the way, I'm not going to pay it. So it doesn't even matter if the rate is 10%. Okay. 30-year loan. I don't really care. Right. 250. What is that? Say 1650. We don't care, man. We don't care. I know that the rates, and the reason why I do high rates all the time is because I know some of these rates, they differ. And I know this is a ridiculous rate, right? This is a ridiculous rate. And this escrow, right? Right here, 650 escrow, you know what I mean? Just type the numbers in, man. Just type them in. This is the original balance. Let's just type this in here. It's okay to play around with it. Look, if you know your numbers, go ahead and put them in. Can I just be real with you? Checking, pay from my checking account number. All right, let's save it, man. Boom. We got errors. Guess what? It's not gonna let you get into error, right? That's what we are here for. So look at what it says. It says, please correct the errors and try again. Now, I can't. Look, I would love to get more and more right into this, and we may do that on another video. But I'm letting you know something, right? And you guys, I love it simple, right? And I know you guys like it simple too. So check this out. Your current payment's too low to pay off this debt. By the end of the term, this is a fully amortized loan, and you're going to need to either increase the term or the payment. If this is an interest only or negative amortization loan, please enter the date that this loan converts to a fully amortized payment. So why do we do this? Why do we do this? What's that all about? So that you can see that do the mistakes happen? Absolutely. And I know this rate is probably too high, but man, I love high rates because I know that you all have different rates. And I want to show you what payment date is 3/8, statement date. There we go. Let's do this. And I know that the higher I go, the more you see the power of actually eliminating your debt. Does that make sense? So look, I'm not going to ask, hey, give me an example of what you're doing, right? Don't worry about that. I just want you to know that if you put it in there and you give me an escrow amount, we get that PMI amount, right? We go over one on one. Sorry, guys, I can't do that, right? Through a live. I can't televise it, right? It's gonna be one on one, right? These people, right? And there's people, great shout out to Miguel and those that have put their numbers in here and they've seen absolutely. I think Jamie even went through it at one point in time. Bruh, this is something that is a game changer for both personal and business. All right. So we just wanted to let you know, look at this. Huh? Look at it. We got action plan. We got the budget. We got the accounts. And remember, while you're paying the 2 mortgages, while you're paying the 3 mortgages, while you're paying the 4 or the 5 mortgages, we're with you the whole step of the way. Does that make sense? So, I mean, if you look at it, right, it's just letting you know that the numbers are there. You put your numbers in, and then it spits out when you're going to be paying that amount off. Does that make sense? So, yeah, any questions, folks, just let me know. Okay, this is what we have here for you. This is just a little part, man, because I know that there is just a lot of financial questions that you got, right, with loans, with mortgages, as we just saw. My goodness, you need like like a scenario, folks, because it's not going to let you go through with just an error on the account. It's going to let you know, listen, man, is this a negative amortization loan? Is this something that, and it's going to go into detail. Why is that? Because it wants you on the right track. It's going to be giving you real numbers, right? So the years to pay off, that's a real number. If you had this much debt, this is what you could do, and it's going to give you how much, how long you can expect to stay in that debt. Only 9.5 years, and this is with the mortgage. Huh? And I've seen mortgages, a person adds another $250,000 mortgage on there. Guess what? They're out in 13 instead of 9.5 years. And I know that's double digits, okay? And that's double digits. That's fair, right? But it's still 13 years with 2 mortgages worth $250,000 each. Oh, and by the way, there's someone else that's in that house. 2 mortgages paid off in 13 years, 14, 15 years, instead of 1 mortgage paid off at 30 years. Then you got to get another house because the house is old. Somebody put in the chat, what is the definition of a mortgage? Huh? What's the definition of a mortgage? What's going on, Jesse? Let me tell you something, man. It changed my life too. This is the definition of a mortgage. All right. So I want to write the word mortgage up there. Okay. And I want you to know that mort equals death. Okay. While gauge equals pledge. So mortgage literally means death pledge, but not anymore. Not anymore. And I know some of you got the mortgages for 7, 8, 9%, right? But with the velocity banking tool that we just went over, okay. Hey, Jamie, that's a great question. You're going to be not paying the 7% APR. The equivalent is going to be either 1.44%, 2%, 3%. We got to go over your numbers. Does that make sense? That's the equivalent you'll be paying with the velocity banking method. That's why I don't like, because if I got into details, man, I would lose even myself. I would fall asleep on myself. Can I just be honest? But that's why we don't spend that much time with interest rates, because we want you to know that when you're calculating, when you are doing the velocity banking method, guess what? What other people pay in interest, you don't. And many of you already know that, you know? And that's what makes it so sweet. So let me go ahead and let you know how to get set up with us. Jimmy, it's going to be good to talk to you again, man. Really, really had a blast. I remember last time. There it is. There it is. That's right. And you're not going to be sent, and I'm going to make myself available. You're not going to be sent, right, to someone else, right? You're going to be talking to our associate, Rick, and then I'm going to hop on the line as well. I'll make some time. I'll make time for you, man. I always make time for the members. I always make time for them. Okay? Absolutely. If the if the family's set tripping, I'll just let let them know, hey, give me about an hour, give me about 20 minutes, give me about 15 minutes. So it all depends. Okay. There you go, Jesse. Exactly. See, Jesse has it. Just like Jesus. Look, velocity banking done right. Those interest rates don't matter. Huh? Man, am I gonna have to start paying you guys for all these awesome sayings? My goodness. I'm gonna write that down, man. I'm gonna write Jesus down too, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just taking my time to write this down, man. I gotta copy and paste. Yeah. I mean, you put it so succinctly. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Velocity banking done right, interest rates don't matter. Going more and more into debt, and write this down. Going more and more into debt isn't the problem. It's going more and more into consumer debt that is the problem. All right. He said, well, CJ, are you going to do more of those demonstrations? Absolutely, I'm going to do more. And I have to get ridiculous with it to show you the power of the velocity banking method with enormous interest rates. Enormous interest rates and little income. So that's going to be on our next video. All right. It may be later on today, but I definitely want to do it tomorrow. The plan is to go ahead and do it about the same time tomorrow, because we got to let you know, hey, let's share this as well, folks. We got to share this information because people are scared when they see these double digit interest rates. When they see back in the 80s, you remember that, Jamie? Were you around them? Look, 80s, people were paying 13, 15% interest rates. Okay. They didn't have this velocity banking tool back then. You have it now. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we are set up for next time. It's going to be ridiculous. We're going to reduce it to the ridiculous and show you in how many years you can pay off this gargantuan debt with not that gargantuan amount of income. Because you hear me say it a lot, but you're going to see the demonstration. Okay. When I say, well, it's not in all what you make, right? Well, it's all in what you keep. Yeah, but where is that money that you keep? That's what makes the difference. When your average discretionary income is $768, did you know that that's better than making $1 million a month? You know why? Because if you make $1 million a month and you spend $1.5 million a month or $1 million a month, you don't have any discretionary income. What does discretionary income mean? You can throw it away. You can use it as at your discretion. Excuse me, not throw it away, right? That's what makes a difference. A person that has $100 in discretionary income is way better off than a person who has $0 in discretionary income. So they did teach us something good in schools growing up, all right? We had to learn more of the useful information on our own. All right, so look, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to get you on the phone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will talk to you tomorrow with some ridiculous numbers. We're talking about ridiculous, okay? We got some appointments today. Please, please, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe and share, and we will talk to you soon, okay? Folks, thank you, and talk to you soon.